Bitcoin, yes, it's a good move, and it's actually impressive because you're seeing the dollar rise. Now, usually Bitcoin falls when the dollar rises. So right now, this is an impressive move on Bitcoin.
In today's video, Chief Market Strategist of InTheMoneyStocks.com Gareth Soloway tells us all about his latest analysis of the charts as well as his predictions and price targets for Bitcoin. Soloway shares his opinion regarding high inflation rates, the stock market, the crypto market, and the Fed. Before listening to him, please ensure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Resistance confirmed above becomes support. Support confirmed below becomes resistance. So you have to respect the blue line. Even as much as I think the markets are still going to go down another 25% in 2023, I still think that you have to look for a technical bounce at that level. Okay, we had basically zero interest rates. We had the Fed printing money. We had the government printing money and sending checks out. We had, people able to buy homes at essentially, 3% or under mortgage rates. We now have 7% mortgage rates for 30-year loans. So there's a lot of different things here that the markets are dealing with, which is why I would be very concerned. I would not buy into this is a repeat of 2021 in terms of the money flow that can go into stocks. And that even crosses over to something like Tesla. If we go to Tesla had a great move and is continuing to have a nice little move. It's actually up pre-market this morning. But the problem is that you don't have the same financial conditions that you had when you were up at the all-time highs. So for me, we hit resistance. Look at this line right here. We hit resistance right here. We pull back. If we make one more move up, you're looking for around the 222 to 223 resistance level. That is a very strong, this area, anything from 210 to 222 to 223, huge resistance. And I am a shorter. Absolutely, I will 100% short this thing. That is not even a question in my mind. I will absolutely continue to short it up here, expecting a bigger pullback. The pullback, when it comes in, not only are we going to go back and fill probably the 144 gap fill, but I still have it projected out that before this bear market is over, we will see Tesla down probably sub $100, maybe as low as $65. All right, so that's your Tesla analysis right now. Another stock that ran insane in 2021 and is having a big move is this chart of NVIDIA. Look at this upsloping trend line right here. That gives us a major level of resistance on NVIDIA. All right, so we're looking at NVIDIA with a potential upside max of 232 to 233. There is a gap fill as well right around 231. That is a level to short, in my opinion, on NVIDIA. NVIDIA, again, has earnings next week, I think next Wednesday after the close, if I remember correctly. So that should be very interesting to kind of come across. But again, that is a swing short in my book if it gets up to about 232 to 233. All right, next up, let's take a look at the chart of gold here. Gold is having a nice drop. Love the drop on gold here, guys. I've been saying it would pull back from when we were at the highs of 1950. Notice the parallel trend, right? Trend line here, matching this trend line right here. Where did price go? Right to that trend line of resistance. The chart was telling us that, again, we were likely going to see a pullback. Now, I've been a bull on gold going back to late 2021. I said it would be the best performing asset in 2022 compared to Bitcoin and the S&P. It certainly was. And I've said that it will be the best performing asset in 2023 as well when comparing S&P and Bitcoin. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to pull back. So when I say it's going to pull back, it's not that I'm changing my mid to long-term projections. It's just saying that short-term, the chart was overbought, right? I mean, you were at the lows of this channel. You went to the highs. Well, it should pull back, right? I mean, that's what the chart's telling us. And the charts, by the way, are always right. My gut, my heart, my this, my that doesn't matter. The market doesn't give a crap about what our gut tells us or our heart wants. It does what it does, and the technicals get us through that. Okay, so the bottom line is, folks, here, we are looking at a pullback on gold today. I do have a buyable level coming down here, and again, that buyable level around 1810 to 1800. That's a starter position. We're only we're only $20 away from that at this point in time. So 20 bucks more on gold, and I'm going to start accumulating my long positions again. on gold. Now let's look at silver today. Silver is also having a beautiful drop here. Silver's getting into some supports down here. Same thing. I have another level around 2120. That's going to be major support, and I will look to see if it gets down there. Where's the dollar going to go, guys? The dollar, again, where's the breakout going to go? I have a trend line already here. Look for upside to about 105.53, 105.50, we'll call it, on the DXY. That is going to be your resistance. So again, if the dollar goes up there, we know that the dollar has an inverse relationship with the S&P 500. We would expect the S&P to be down today. Is it down right now? The answer is yes. The futures are down. In fact, if I do a quick check on the actual S&P futures, we are currently down on the S&P futures 24 points. That's actually a pretty hefty drop. 24 points is a pretty hefty drop. Okay? All right, so that's a good one right there. Let's go to Bitcoin. I know everyone's waiting on the crypto analysis. Bitcoin actually getting a little bit of a pump today. So far, this is good to see on Bitcoin, but look at what you're running into. See these lows right here? All right, basically this 22,600, 650 level. Look at what we're into. So right now, this is a nice move on Bitcoin. You got to kind of tip your cap to it. But let's see where it closes. Can it close above this trend line here, this resistance line at 22.65? That's going to be key. Vin, we already covered gold. Go back on the replay and watch it back there. Again, guys, if you're coming in late, again, watch from the start on a rerun, and that's going to be better. But we already covered gold on the charts. All right, so again, Bitcoin, yes, it's a good move, and it's actually impressive because you're seeing the dollar rise. Now, usually Bitcoin falls when the dollar rises. So right now, this is an impressive move on Bitcoin. Let's see if it can close above 22,650 today. That would be impressive if it could. I'm also watching this bearish pattern of consolidation to see if that gets negated. That would also be something that would get my attention. All right, let's go to Ethereum's chart, see what Ethereum has in store for us. This is also a huge day on Ethereum. Huge. Okay, the reason why it's so big is because, number one, we hit support right here a few days ago, right? Right in here. You hit support. Now look at the bounce, which is what you're supposed to get. You hit support. It's like running into a wall. You should bounce off the wall, and in this case, it's an up move. The big thing to watch, look at the upsloping trend line. Do we close above that upsloping trend line today? That's the question. If we do, that could be short-term bullish for Ethereum, and it can start trading inside of this range again. So the line I have, and again, my line may not be 100% accurate, but we're going to call it at 1575. Can Ethereum close above 1575 today? If it does, that is very, very bullish for the Ethereum chart. That would be a re-entry into the channel here. It would at least give bulls some hope that we could then trade and maybe retest this high area over here. Just like Bitcoin. Notice how Bitcoin, I mean, this is what I love about charts. Bitcoin's into a key level. We're watching a key level today. Ethereum's into a key level. I mean, all of these things, all right? So that is what you want to do. You want to continue to really focus in on these levels and see where they go. I'm seeing someone just continually ask about FTM. Aren't they bankrupt? Do you really want to trade a bankrupt stock or a bankrupt crypto? I don't know.